One of the newer models for pricing is outcome-based pricing, and effectively that's changing the revenue model from price per unit that I sell you to price per unit that you produce. It's reflecting this understanding that everything a company sells is used by a customer in a downstream process. And tying my product to the output of the customer process is a form of value-based pricing. But if I change my revenue model from my unit sales to your unit of output, that becomes outcome-based pricing. Industries that have taken full advantage of this are aircraft engines, certainly. So the traditional power by hour example, instead of buying an engine and parts and service, paying per hour of uptime. Many consumables industries have taken advantage of this. So water treatment chemicals have transitioned to per hour of boiler uptime. Explosives have transitioned to per ton of gold produced. Drilling equipment also in the mining environment, from drill equipment and drill bit to price per lineal foot drilled. There are numerous advantages to both buyer and seller. Let's start with the seller. So the advantages to the seller are, first, you create a barrier to switching. And in a business that is selling parts, locking in the parts stream is a very big deal. So in the aircraft example, engine, parts, and service, the parts generate lots of margin. So moving from price per engine to price per hour of uptime locks in a customer for quite a long life cycle, high value. The other advantage to the seller is that this is an opportunity to move your technical service from a cost to a revenue line. So instead of supporting your product price with services, now you're bundling product service together and charging on a per month basis. It's outcome-based pricing. It's my offering as a service. Generally, customers are receptive to this pricing for several reasons. The first is that outcome-based pricing delivers a fixed cost per unit output. In my mine example, now for every ton of gold, I know exactly what my explosive cost is, my drill bit cost. And that consistent cost per unit outcome is very attractive. The second key benefit to the buyer is the alignment of objectives. With outcome-based pricing, the seller becomes a partner. The risks and incentives are aligned. The seller has every incentive to drive efficiency and superior outcomes through the buyer. And the buyer is able to transfer operational risk back to the seller. We all benefit if and only if the equipment is working as desired. Every company, really every company, can get better at pricing. And as their marketplaces evolve, new products, new competitors, new customers, there's always room to get better at pricing.